Welcome to my universe. I'm Lo. On this podcast, I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. I'm here because for years, I've bottled it all up. The pain, the shame, the regret. And I've come to recognize that what is left unsaid still takes up space. So I'm just making room. I'm here to talk about what it means to be a whole person in a broken world. To name the things most of us are too afraid to name out loud. Because I think there are more people like me than I have ever realized. So if you've ever felt like you had to choose between pieces of yourself, this is for you. If you were born into trauma, generational, institutional, whatever form it took, and you decided that's not your story anymore, this is for you. If you honor that the wind and the trees and the animals are all connected in ways that modern life tries to convince us are not real, this is for you. If you're a cycle breaker, someone who knows this goes back centuries and generations, not just decades, and you've decided that it ends with you, this is for you. If you understand in your bones that there's a lineage of magic running through your family's blood and that forces have tried to suffocate it, but they couldn't, this is for you. If your faith looks different than what you were taught or what's been accepted as mainstream, but you know it's still real because you feel God moving through you or around you, this is for you. If you've looked around at the way the world is run and realized we're all in Oz, following the wizard instead of our own intuition, this is for you. Here's my honest situation. I advise my state government for a living, and I am really good at it. I optimize systems, I lead people, I have a title, I have respect. But I've lost the whimsy in my life. I don't dance or sing or sit in awe of the sunset anymore. Every single day, I am missing my children growing up. I am living a life that is less than the one I'm capable of. And all of that has made me realize something. I did not break free from the systems that were crushing me my entire life just to co create another cage. I spent years rejecting institutional religion because it tried to put me in a box. I swam directly against the tide of society in every single way that made me feel smaller. I clawed my way back from addiction, trauma, family rupture. I rebuilt myself. But then I had kids and I walked straight into the workforce cage. A comfortable, predictable cage that may come with a 401k and health insurance, a pension, and that job title that impresses people at social events, right? But it is suffocating me in just all the same ways. I'm not following my intuition anymore. following the wizard. I'm in a hierarchy of decisions where my voice gets filtered through chains of command. I'm making someone else's vision real while my own vision dies. And that is not acceptable anymore. So I'm building this podcast not as an escape. I'm not running from something. I'm running towards something. My exit. I need to be my own boss. I need to stop being diminished through a hierarchy of decisions that are not mine. I need to build something where my voice is the voice, where my intuition isn't checked at the door, where I'm not being filtered and edited and asked to fit into someone else's vision of what leadership looks like. I need to breathe. I need to dance. I need to honor God on my terms through intuition and authenticity, not on anyone else's. But here's the thing, I'm not just doing this for me. I'm doing this because I believe there are more people like me out there than I've ever realized. People who were born into trauma, people who chose to break cycles, people who understand that magic is real and connection is real, and that following your intuition is not crazy. It is the only sane response to a world designed to keep us asleep. I'm doing this for the Pocahontases, the whimsical. I'm doing this for the people whose faith doesn't look like what they were taught, but it's real because they feel it. They feel spirit. They feel that higher connection. They understand that we're all connected, not in some new age metaphor way, but in a real, fundamental, this is how the universe actually works way. I'm doing this for everyone who's looked at Oz that we're living in and realized we're just all following the wizard. We've given away our intuition. We've handed over our decision making to people who don't know us, who definitely don't care about us, and are just trying to maintain the system and make money off our obedience. I'm here to remind you that we don't have to. This podcast isn't about breaking systems. It's about reclaiming your voice. The systems are already broken. We've known that for a long time. What we need to do is remember that we don't need permission to listen to ourselves. I'm going to talk about the things that kept me asleep, the trauma that made me smaller, the institutions that tried to convince me I had no power, the addictions I used to numb the reality that I've always known something was wrong, the shame that made me believe I didn't deserve to trust myself, the hierarchy of decisions that kept me small. And I'm going to talk about what woke me up, listening to my intuition instead of authority. Understanding that the plants and the trees and the animals, they're speaking. And I'm still learning to listen. Building community with people who get it, instead of climbing ladders and systems that will never let me fully belong. Reclaiming my faith and my spirituality on my own terms. Honoring the lineage of power and intuition that is running through my bloodline. That decision to build something that's mine, where my voice is not filtered. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. I'm not going to convince you of anything. I'm not trying to. I'm just going to show you what happens when you stop following the wizard and start listening to yourself. And if that resonates, you'll know it's time to do the same. So if you're here because you're stuck in a system that doesn't serve you, whether that's a job, a marriage, a belief system, a financial situation. This is for you. If you've made choices you're ashamed of and you think that disqualifies you from a good life, this is for you. If you want to know how to actually break free, not just theoretically, but practically, this is for you. If you're tired of choosing between pieces of yourself, this is for you. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to tell you my origin story. How I was rejected from system after system. How I found spirit, not through an institution, but through intuition. How I went from struggling to leading state transformations. And why I'm walking away from all of that to build something that is actually mine. I'm going to talk about how to escape the systems that were never designed for you, how to move to the beat of your own drum and not apologize for it. I'm releasing episodes Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. New episodes every week for as long as I'm building this. This week, I'm here saying, you're not alone in this. There are more of us than we realize. More people who feel the call to something real. More people who understand that intuition isn't woo, it's how the universe actually speaks to us. More people who were born into trauma and decided it wasn't going to be the end of their story. More people who believe in magic and connection and the fundamental reality that we're all part of something bigger. You are not crazy. You're not alone. You're not the only one who feels this. And your freedom is possible. Your intuition is valid. Your voice matters. Not someday, right now. No matter what your past looked like, no matter what you were told you couldn't do, no matter how many systems tried to convince you that you had no power, I'm here to remind you that you do have power. And it's been inside of you this whole time. And I'm going to show you what happens when you finally claim it. That's my universe for this week. I'm Lo. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for naming the things that most of us keep quiet. If this landed for you, if you felt something shift, share it with someone who needs to know they're not alone in this too. And we'll see you next time. Until then, keep your face to the sunshine and move to the beat of your own drum.